The Haas School of Business and/or the University of California at Berkeley in no way endorse this video. The Haas School of Business at UC Berkeley dates back to the establishment of the School of Commerce at Berkeley in 1898, though the original charter of the university in 1868 included the study of commerce. In 1955, the Graduate School of Business Administration was opened, and UC Berkeley began offering the MBA. The School of Business was renamed the Haas School of Business in 1989 in recognition of a $23.75 million gift from the Haas Foundation. The school has been housed in its current location since 1995. While the political activism that defined Berkeley in the late 60s has died down some, political expression still exists.
One of the faculty members of Boalt Hall, UC Berkeley Law School is named John Yoo, and when he was in the Office of Legal Counsel of George Bush, he drafted the infamous torture memo in 2002.
The city of Berkeley has all of the amenities that a student could need, with restaurants, bars, theaters, and bookstores all around. None of this detracts from the education available here. Both Berkeley and Haas remain highly regarded. In fact, Haas was recently ranked as the second top school in the nation by the Wall Street Journal, 7th by the U.S. News and World Report for 2010-11, 8th by Business Week, and 13th by Forbes magazine. In the international rankings, The Economist placed Haas as the top school in the country, while the Financial Times placed it as the 15th. With about 500 full-time MBA students and 775 part-time students, Haas is a mid-sized program. The average starting salary for the class of 2009 was about $121,000. The school's location just outside of San Francisco and north of Silicon Valley give it ready access to 2 large job centers for MBAs. Additionally, Lake Tahoe is to the east, Wine Country to the north and south, and the beaches are to the west. The school has concentrations in all of the major MBA areas, with strengths in entrepreneurship, e-commerce, finance, and healthcare administration. Let's meet some students.
I'm Jonathan Klein. I am a second year at the Haas School of Business here and the MBA program. I had my last class today. I came to Haas after working in the education sector. I was a 5th grade teacher, and then I was Teach for America's executive director in the Bay Area for 4 years.
My name is Scott Callard. I'm originally from Rochester, New York. Went to school in Arizona and lived in Denver for a little while before making my way out to Haas.
Oh, my name is Enrique. I'm from Brazil. I'm first year student.
Why did you choose to attend Haas?
I came to Haas because of its reputation, because of the students I met here when I visited. I've been working in Oakland, and this is the community I wanted to work in, so Haas was the place for me. This seemed like the best place to come to get the rigorous, quantitative, analytical, decision-making skills that senior managers would use in any organization. So while in these last couple semesters, I have done a lot of work out in schools and with a couple education nonprofits. For the most part, I've tried to take the most rigorous business curriculum that I could take while I've been here.
I came out here because I really actually love the Bay Area, and I was really attracted to the smaller program here at Haas. And I also just sort of like the community feel here on the campus.
I decided to come to Haas because I like technology. I want to be here near Silicon Valley. And I like the people. I've visited school before, and just like the best students are here, best friends are here.
Berkeley is known to have a liberal bent. Is that apparent at Haas?
You don't really see it as being too liberal when you're in the business school. We're kind of isolated from the rest of school. You notice it more in the town, more in the city of Berkeley, but when you're actually at Haas, at the business school, you know, a lot of people here are from industry, have been in finance, so you don't really get the stereotypical Berkeley feel when you're here. You do get a little more laid-back nature in the MBA students, but I don't think you come here and you're like, wow, I'm surrounded in an overly liberal place or anything like that, for better or for worse.
How would you describe the workload?
There's a lot going on, and also a lot of it depends on what you do, what kind of club activities and what kind of things you end up doing. If you choose to not be involved at all, there's a decent amount of work, but you'll get by and you'll have a lot of times do social things. If you're a career switcher and you're doing a lot of interviewing, a lot of networking, and if you're involved in clubs and other activities, especially during the first year, it seems to be a lot of work. It's not overwhelming, and the fact that it's dynamic makes it okay, but you're not going to have a lot of free time. From my experience, I'm a first year, so I had a busy year, but when you look at the second years, things really taper off towards your second year, and there's a lot less going on, and you have a lot more time to just hang out, meet people, and socialize.
That was very difficult. The first semester was the worst one because we had dividing Fall A and Fall B, and we just didn't have time for anything. And this semester was a little bit lighter, but we have the job search, so I was busy the whole time. But I finally got my job, and a great job. So,
How do you find your fellow students?
people here are really nice. They don't feel that they are oh, you know, I'm better than you. Here, everybody really like each other, really help. So here, if you need help or anybody, you just get help, and you have fun. People play hard and work hard.
I definitely have made friends that I will have for the rest of my life. And we played a little bit and worked on some really good projects together. And I've had some of the best teachers of my life here, and I'm a teacher. So that's pretty exciting to know that there are folks here that I learned from, not only the academic and business skills that I was going after, but the presentation skills and how they do their jobs, because that's the kind of work that I aspire to do as well. And I made some good friends both on the faculty and among my classmates.
Yeah, I really like the people here, and even in comparison to other top schools, when I go to a national function, whether it's sports related or some kind of networking event, the impression that I get from the Berkeley students, from the Haas students, is that they're just really laid back. People here have done a lot of great things, a lot of amazing things in their careers, a lot of really smart people, but people are still pretty humble. You don't get that cocky swagger that I feel like sometimes you get at some other business schools at the top level.
Do you find that international students adapt well?
The part for me was pretty easy. I have lived outside Brazil once before, and we have 1/3 of our class are internationals, and I've had a very good structure to help me here. But for me, I know I make friends really easy, so that was not a big deal to get here and start new friends, new life.
How does the teaching style differ from what you're used to?
Well, here they really care about practice. They really care about okay, we have this and this is a theory, but so what? So they really show, okay, this company did that and that's what happened, and this company did that. So they really show cases and show what's happening, and they really show the stock market, this company did that and it went down. So you really understand why this thing is effective or not. It's not just a theory,
Do you need a car to go to school here?
I have classmates who do not have a car.
Okay.
I commute from Oakland, so I drive in every morning and have a parking pass.
It's nice to have one, but you can get by without one. And if you live in the city, if you live in San Francisco, you don't really need one. You can take BART, but to get to and back from school and drive around, into San Francisco or go to the store, it helps to have one. But there are plenty of people that don't, because there is BART, there are buses. So it just kind of depends on preference. If you already have one, probably not worth getting rid of it, but if you don't have one, you don't really need to get one.
What has surprised you most about your experiences at Haas?
The quality of the professors, I think, was something that surprised me most. I studied in a very good school in Brazil, and the professors were very good researchers, but here they are good researchers, but they are very good teaching. So I was really impressed with that. And the workload was worse than I thought, but overall I figured out that we also have fun. Even though we need to study a lot, we have part of the week every Thursday. We have a lot of social events, a lot of people. So that was the quality of teaching and the life here. That was harder, but also funner than I thought.
Do you get the chance to get to San Francisco often?
I don't have a car in the first year, so the thing of the BART after midnight, don't have more BART. So I will go once a month on the BART of the week, and we have some parties. So I just go, I can say 3 times a month. But there are some people that live there, and there are some people that go more. It depends on each one. I love here, I love Berkeley, I love to bike to school, so it just depends on you.
Do many students live in San Francisco?
Some people do, but they're usually people that lived here prior. A lot of them are married, and their husband or their wife already lives and works there, so they didn't want to move over, and they already know people. If you're a first year, you should probably stay in Berkeley just because there's so much stuff going on. You always have to be on campus, so it's a lot easier to be close by.
Have you found it expensive to live and go to school here?
It's quite expensive, especially for me that came from Brazil. That we have like the currency that's 2 for 1. But I was able to find a house to share with 3 other roommates, and it was a pretty good deal actually. So if you look a little bit more, dig deeper, you can find good deals here. And have a great view of the Bay Area and the Golden Gate from my house. So it's pretty good.
Would you say that you've learned a lot in your time here?
I think I've learned a good amount. Part of the thing with business school, you're not really going back to learn how to split the atom or anything. You're going to network and get a degree and meet a lot of people and be introduced to different industries. So as far as learning, I mean, I've learned a good amount. A lot of what I've learned has been outside of classroom and talking to people, just informally getting an idea of what people do in a specific job, specific industry, rather than going into class and learning some groundbreaking new concept in your finance class. It's if you're going strictly for learning, you're probably getting your PhD.
Is there a focus on what people are doing with their degrees after Haas?
It's varied a lot, actually. I think there are some schools where you go, oh, X school, that's a finance school, or X school, that's a marketing school. Here, I think it's pretty diverse as far as the industries that people are getting into. There's, 15 of us, 20 of us going into investment banking. There's a good number of people going into tech. There's a good number of people going into CPG marketing. There's a good number of people going into nonprofit. I don't think there's one overwhelming industry. So I think you get a pretty good mix here.
Do you feel that your perspective has changed as a result of attending Haas?
I'd spent my whole career, I was about 7 years out of school before I got to Haas, and I'd spent my whole career in the education sector. So as I said, like in my first year in particular, I did a lot of projects in any sector but education. I did a project in real estate, I did a project on fair trade handicrafts, did a project with Yahoo. I've been kind of out just doing things, and I loved all those things, but ultimately I decided that kind of where my heart was at and what I wanted to put these skills to work on was still back with kids growing up in poverty, working in schools. So that's where I'm headed.
What do you see as the biggest benefit from attending Haas?
I mean, I feel like my classmates, without exception, are good people who want to live good lives and be good members of communities. And most of my classmates, not everybody has found their job yet, for post-business school. But I think that the only reason that folks haven't taken a job is that they've got options and they're trying to figure out the right job for them. But whether folks are going to work in technology or consulting or banking or finance or real estate or education or the nonprofit sector, did I mention education? People are getting what they want. They're leaving here doing what they wanted to do.
Some of it comes down to just the experience in the people and the nature of the people and how they're pretty laid back but at the same time, they are very motivated. You get a different kind of person here. You get a little bit smaller atmosphere, so you get to know people. So I think that's one fairly unique thing that's great here. And also, like I said, I think the Bay Area is great. So if you think you might want to be in the Bay Area, even in the short term, it really makes sense to come out here. But beyond that, I mean, Haas provides a lot of expertise, a lot of advantages for people that want to go into real estate, for people that want to go into nonprofit finance. So there's a lot of good, compelling reasons to be here in general.
Have you had time to explore Northern California?
Yeah, I didn't as much as I wanted to the first year. It went along with the whole being pretty busy thing. Some people made it a commitment. We all had season passes. I got up there a couple times to do some snowboarding. There's people that go up almost every weekend because they made it a commitment in their life. They go home and they really bust their humps getting their homework done, and then they make a commitment to be able to go up in the mountains. Going to the beach, I mean, there's not really beaches here per se, so I think the mountains are the things that people really sacrifice to go do, and that's one of the great things about being close to here. Also, wine country is really good. If you have a little extra time, you take a day or two and you go into Sonoma or Napa. You spend a day, especially when it's nice, sipping wine, and it's a good time.
Would you say that business ethics are a focus at Haas?
I mean, there's an ethics class in the core curriculum, and I mean, ultimately, the Enron had a 52 or 58 page procedures and policies and ethics manual. And Warren Buffett, his rule is basically don't do anything, a first-class business in a first-class way. Don't do anything that you wouldn't want on the front page of the New York Times. You know, and it's just like 2 sentences, and you got all you need to do the right thing.
What advice do you have for prospective students looking at MBA programs in general, and Haas in particular?
I mean, if you're looking at top schools, and say you could go pretty much anywhere, you got into everywhere, almost everywhere that you applied. It's hard to say that there's one specific place that you will know that you should go in advance. I think the best advice to give is, you know, go and visit every single school and talk to the people and just get an idea of where you think you fit in best and where the people jive with what you want to get into and how you are, because you know, Haas is great in some things and it's great for some people, but for other people it just doesn't fit. You know, I'd be lying if I said that everyone should come to Haas because it's the perfect fit for them. So the best thing to do is really get out there and talk to people and not have a pretty open mind with where you want to, with regards to where you want to go before you go there. Don't say, oh, I definitely want to go here, without ever having visited, because you know something might surprise you about a particular school, for better or for worse.
Haas is a great fit for international students. It's just the good thing, the Bay Area is just so international, so you just feel home. You see all kind of people from all around the world here. So it's just like the culture is very, very open to internationals. So you're gonna feel home here, and you're gonna find a lot of different things to do, and it's a beautiful area. So it's fun. It's really fun. So I really encourage you to come here, and it's gonna be a great experience. Most important thing here it has is the people. You just you need to come. You need to come to visit school, and days like tomorrow there's gonna be like a party, and so you can and tonight they have some events. So get to know the people. So and compare to other schools if you're accepted to others, and you see that if your style is someone that like people and like to work with others, really think about teamwork, here's the best place to do it.
The MBA, I think, is a great skill set, a great degree, and Haas is a great place to do it. I know every member of my class, and that's pretty cool. And as we kind of go forth, it's a pretty powerful network. Even though I'm in the education sector, every time I talk to one of my classmates to kind of catch up, I'm saying, so where are you working? Where are you going? Are you going to be in Oakland? I need you on this board. You know, these are the folks who I'm going to be doing the work with to get it done for the kids. So if you come to Haas, you got to take Rashi Glazer's class. He teaches the marketing class in the course. Sarah Tasker, financial modeling, awesome. Tech Ho's pricing class. I'm gonna get in trouble for not mentioning all my favorite professors. Kelly McElhaney's corporate social responsibility class. That's actually a really important one to mention, because Kelly has developed a program and a curriculum and a class that is placing people in these social responsibility roles at all the biggest companies across the country. So that particular network around here, if you are thinking about corporate social responsibility, this is without peer, without exception, the place to go. Like the network, whether it's FedEx, whether it's the Gap, whether it's Yahoo, the directors, the VPs in CSR are coming out of this program.